this is important.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm not
Go
sure it's
ahead.
important, but
It
my
is like I
original
like your
idea,
system.
my original idea for the assigned like what were they? The genre and like the stuff like that. It was like
Yeah.
these two characters are like in a like a spaceship, like a barge that like clears asteroids and stuff like that because like
what was your what was your genre and everything again?
it was a disaster. I'm pretty sure was the quote, and I think the I can't remember what the prop was honestly
Was it a
at the
plunger
moment.
Let me check it.
or
No,
was that Colin?
It could have been a
I think I have it if I check on the email.
Get it down.
So yours was a gun for the prop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like they get like lost, like they so the ship blows up, they land on the planet, but it's like in this like pod thing, and they realize they're stuck there. And I kind of wanted to go through like a story of like losing hope, but then they like find each other, and then they kind of like slowly develop a bond and like a relationship type thing. But then I just like didn't feel like strong enough with that I just kind of like didn't want to keep going with it. And it was just gonna like cost too much time, I guess. But this is more like something that I've been working on for a little longer than that. So I'm not really sure what to call it. It's like I came up with the title, like two titles, Fish Head and The Other Siders, and like basically um the main character finds here's where I try to do that Dan Harmon's story circle.
Yeah.
So basically the main character is like he's normal, he's like going through life. He wants something, which is to get off like the planet to like have a better life out there in the universe. Because like it's like a sci-fi type thing. And then he finds like this at first it's like it's what's it called, like a piece of like a radio or some kind of communication equipment, but it turns out that it's not just that. It's like there's an actual AI in it, and like he gets surprised by it, and basically that's the other character.
Yeah, cool.
And so it's like a buddy thing. So he takes him up, and then like the AI guy was he has his own like goals and what he wants. And what I was watching a video where like this guy was breaking down a Rick and Morty script.
Well, send
Not
that our
script,
way. I'm curious.
Rick and Morty episode, and basically he was it's really like I wanted to copy that, or not copy that, but like follow that, where you put you have two like opposing philosophical mindsets, and you pit them against each other. And that's how like it naturally creates drama and action and moves the story along. And that's what I wanted to do. So they were gonna kind of be opposites, or they are. I still want to write this. So basically, I mean, I call them soul. Just I think it's pretty cheesy, but like some of these names I still got to work on because I'm just not that good at naming. But
the character's name is Soul.
Yeah, the little
like that.
Basically it's like a little
the AI. Okay.
So it's like a little ball. He doesn't really have a body. He's kind of like a radio thing. But he has like an actual AI in him, and he just kind of tells the main character what to do. And he leads him into like this lab, or like this android what's it called? Factory. But the main idea is basically that he gets what he wants. He gets off world, but it's not in the way that he wanted it to be.
Yeah.
So like where he takes him to, like the AI tricks him into going into this basically it's like the afterlife. So
is this kind of like
people
die?
die?
Have you ever played Portal? So that's
I was gonna say it feels like a
GLaDOS?
mix of Darth Bane and Portal.
No, GLaDOS, like GLaDOS or whatever. That's like the AI.
The cake is a lie.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh,
Yeah, that's just
Um,
it's like that's what came to my mind when you said it was a
I don't know.
ball.
I try not to like make my like. I try to not
Oh
like.
no, it
copy
doesn't
or
sound
anything.
too similar. I was just saying like that's what came to mind when you said a round ball.
So basically, I was also inspired by what's it called? Uh, this other video that broke down. Do you know Over the Garden Wall?
No, I don't know. Does anyone else?
Is that
It's
a
like this-
movie? I feel like I've heard the name before.
I have heard
It's,
the name too, but this is reminding me of a show that I've seen recently. This is
So it's
reminding
like-
me. Go ahead.
Sorry, it's fine.
This is reminding me of Infinity Train.
Infinity
Yeah, at the end
Train.
of the day, like when it comes to sci-fi, there's only so much you can do that's not going to be like similar to one thing or another. But
Yeah.
I really, I like it so far. Like for example, like the first part reminded me of Darth Bane just because that's the last book we read, and you know he wanted to leave the mining planet. Remember, honey?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
To
so
like
that
get
was
a better life.
that was just a thought, and then he ended up joining the Sith. So it was just kind of like the thought that
Oh,
was in my
yeah.
head just because of that. Really good book series. If no one's ever read it, it's really good. Some parts are a little too exaggerated, but pretty good. But go ahead, Raphael. We don't want to ruin your train of thought.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited like about the story. I just like it.
Yeah,
It's so
it
much
sounds
work.
like it.
But so basically, he tricks him into going into like this virtual reality where it's basically the afterlife because when people die, they get uploaded into it, and I guess
Kind of like Ready
I got
Player
inspired
Two.
by Over the Garden Wall because someone broke it down because it's very similar to a really classic like book, Dante's Inferno,
Oh
where
yeah,
he
I've read
Oh
that.
goes
yeah.
through the layers of hell. So I
Mhm.
kind of wanted to go that kind of route, and that like a virtual reality place is basically like that, but it has like its own societies and stuff. And the richer the people are, the better the technology they can afford, and then the poorer they are, the like lesser, the more like ragtag kind of robots they look. Um, and then like I guess I wanted to break it down by servers instead of like what's it called? By like layers of hell.
Mhm.
That's cool. I like that.
And then in the end, I guess he like comes out. Also, I wanted to introduce these other characters. I wanted to call them Rippers. So basically, if you go into the afterlife, people want to come back to the real world, and then they have to get something physical that whether that be like a real person, just like with like cybernetic control over them or something,
Mhm.
or like an android body. But basically what the Rippers do is they like take your body from you while you're in the virtual reality, because you can't control your body when you're not really in it, you know.
Mhm.
And then I guess the last like the last struggle, the last challenge, the last thing to overcome would be like getting away or like defeating the Rippers or a Ripper or something like that, before the main character's body is like taken or like he dies or some shit.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds like you put a lot of thought into it. You obviously did. Look at that. Like, but that's
Yeah.
awesome. Like, it's a really cool, complex idea. I'm curious to see how you're going to condense it into 10 minutes, but
Oh well, this was a full script, right? This isn't a short film, right?
Yeah, I was thinking this would be more like a bigger
I-
thing. Like I'm telling
yeah,
you,
I was gonna say, you can-
I can't figure out how to write short stuff.
I was gonna say, you
if
can
you're doing a
always-
virtual reality, that's actually like a perfect way to do like a short story within that world, like showing a class, showing a poor person or showing a rich person, and showing how they live their life
see what
away
you're
from the
saying.
main character, you know. And that way, you're like expanding on that world, and then you'll probably end up learning more about it just from writing about it too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You can always like take little parts of this world and condense them into small stories here and there.
To
Of
make
a
like
greater.
smaller plots, so like a series type thing.
Well, not just like a series. I was just being like, if you're trying to make a short, like it's you could just do like how kind of
One
like
part.
if you ever read the Narnia books, it seems like some of them are about side characters within that world. You know?
Yeah,
never
no, I
really
know what you're
read them.
saying. Yeah, it's like so. It's like you could have like the world, and you could write a full-length feature film. But you could also write shorts from the same world if you wanted to.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
could
Yeah, and
write a
then kind of
short
like
from the
intertwine
world.
it all, like, and then
Yeah,
you'll
no, I
understand.
And then
think
you
that's
connect everything. You can write multiple stories
brilliant.
in that universe.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's really cool. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
But Raphael, I would say I'd recommend you watching Infinity Train. It would give you a lot of ideas for this. It would help you on writing this a bit. It is kind of your concept here, but your concept's
I'll
way
check it out.
better.
Infinity Train, Ready Player One.
No, I was gonna say
Ready.
It reminded me of Ready Player 2, which is a garbage book, but there is a really cool concept in it. I mean, I guess spoilers for anyone who wants to read it.
Oh, that looks interesting.
But whoa, what happened?
What?
His camera's like, whoo, oh, there it is. It's normal again.
Yeah, it's like a
Like,
kind
war-
of little GP.
But I was gonna say, in Ready Player 2, there's like this thing where he creates this virtual reality thing where he manages to store a memory of their entire personality and their beings. And so when people die, their memory gets stored into this database. And so it's kind of like they don't die because their whole personality and their memories and all that is in that virtual reality, is in that database, and they can live on like that, basically. It was like one of the it frustrates me so much because such a garbage, like it's written so crap, and the writer, but the ideas of the books are so interesting. And it's just, I hate when I see a good concept be ruined, you know?
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Yeah, right. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yet the book was
Really
garbage.
similar.
Yeah, but the book was garbage. So I was just like, dang it, you know? Really cool idea.
Hey, Raphael, I'm going to send you one of my scripts that I wrote a while back. It still needs to be updated, but it was an idea I had for like a feature film, and I'll talk to you more about it later.
Cool.
And I wrote a short that's kind of connected into that thing, so I can show you kind of how I did it, if that helps.
Yeah,
It was about virtual reality stuff as well.
That's awesome.
yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah.
Oh, before I forget, I just wanted to say, Sarah, we read your first script, and like you asked, we wrote down like the suggestions and notes on it. And we
Okay,
started
awesome.
reading your second one. Really cool, by the way. And we didn't finish because we were like, we're gonna pause and we're gonna do some more research on fantasy, not fantasy, sci-fi and fantasy scripts to see how they would describe certain aspects of the world, to see like how much
just to
detail.
make sure that we're doing it right, because I'm not sure if we do leave it like because you have
Vague.
some stuff that said like, you know, animal like creatures come out, and I'm not sure if when you're doing like a sci-fi or fantasy, I don't know if
the script you leave it vague and let the animators and the cinematographers just figure it out, or if you should give
write
them
it
an
down,
idea.
because so I'm gonna read some scripts.
Yeah, we're gonna
Okay,
do
that
some
makes
research
sense.
so we
and then
don't give
see
you
if
wrong
that's
advice.
see if they do it like you do it, or see if they are more descriptive with it, or how it works.
They're most likely more descriptive, but I kind of left it open, and then it's the first draft.
No, yeah, we
So,
we
yeah.
understand. We
just
didn't want
wanted
to give
make
like
sure
any
we're not
feedback
giving you
without like
Knowing for
research.
sure, yeah.
yeah, we just don't want to like give you advice that like doesn't need to be there, or some
Yeah,
stuff
like if
that
people do it that way, then that's fine. I just didn't know because you know, like if it's like a CGI thing or something, you have to animate it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
And also, like, don't let the long list fool you. I left some really positive stuff at the end.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, because I always like to end with the positive notes. And also, I wanted to apologize for last week, because at the end of the day, I feel like we were all like talking and like trying to get our opinions across, and we didn't really hear you as much, and we kind of like cut you off or cut Daniel off as well.
I'm used to it.
So yeah, I wanted to apologize for that. On that note, however, Daniel, I'm sorry we cut you off, but you can't be like, if you don't agree with a point, you can't be like, no, because that's not constructive, dude. Come on, like you wouldn't like it if you were giving feedback and you were doing that. So like, if you don't agree,
I don't.
like, at the end of the day, you don't have to take it. You don't have to take it. It's just like an opinion. But let the person finish their thought, because like it was a little rude, and also like it's not very
I
constructive.
don't even remember doing that, to be honest. So I do apologize about that.
No, it's fine. Like you were just passionate, and you were just like, no, come on, it's an awesome idea.
Yeah, I
And you were
think
trying to show us.
me, Priscilla, and James were all getting into it pretty heavy, talking about Sarah's script.
Yeah, because we're all passionate.
We're all passionate about it. Like, this
help.
sounds good. Let's make it better. And then
Yeah, and we end up getting a little overboard. So I wanted to apologize to you for that, and like just give that little feedback if that's okay.
Yeah. No, I get that. But it was all just like, yeah, like you said, we're all getting a little like overwhelmed and everything on that, and I do apologize about that.
yeah, and I just want everyone to know, like, whenever I give feedback, I'm just looking at it as at a constructive standpoint, and I'm not trying to like say this is how you need to do it. I'm just saying like maybe this would make.
Oh
it
yeah,
better.
definitely. Everything.
And I'm not
is
like
suggestions.
trying to say like you guys have to, like this is wrong or anything. It's just suggestions whenever we're giving feedback.
Yeah.
We try to explain like our thought process behind it, because we kind of look at it as someone coming from like not understanding what you were going for, which we kind of wanted to ask so many questions while we were reading the second one, like, oh, what is she going for with this? Like, and we were like, I think we should look at it first from an objective standpoint and like someone who's completely new to it, and then ask what she meant from it, because that's how a producer is gonna read it. He's gonna not know what you meant with it at first, and then he's gonna ask you questions. So if we end up saying some things that are like, oh, you just didn't understand because of this, like this is what I meant, and then we're like, oh, now we get it, or because we didn't understand what you were going for, or we're like, oh, I can see that a little now that you said it, but maybe make it a little more clear, so we have more of a greener perspective, if that makes sense. So not everything is going to be necessary, but we're trying to look at it from a objective, and like we said, always trying to help you guys, because especially like I've only read so far, like Sarah's been the most consistent one, not in like giving crap to you guys because y'all are awesome, but like I'm just saying, like you have a really natural talent for it, and the more you write, the better it's getting, and it's so awesome to see. And so we just want to be like, oh my god, this could make it so much better. Like, do you think this could help her, or like this could make it easier to like tell? Because we just want to like help your masterpiece come alive, if that makes sense.
Thanks.
Because you're really good, girl.
I appreciate that, actually. That means a
Yeah.
lot.
I mean, with everything, like anybody's script, they always say like you can always improve it. So like,
Yeah,
Definitely.
I just don't want anybody to take it the wrong way, as in like we're trying to like say the script sucks or something for anybody's, because we're just trying to make it better. That's all.
yeah, because it's all right. So it's all kind of relative, and then it's just about like taking the idea and making it as best as possible.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. We're all a team, and we're all working together. We're not always gonna agree,
What'd you
but
say,
that's
Raphael?
I really like it when you guys point stuff out, because I don't like I think my biggest fear with writing is like unknowingly like copying like almost word for word something else. So when
I
someone
hate
says,
that. I
like,
always do that. I hate it. Priscilla's always
Yeah.
finding stuff that it relates to, and I'm like, dang.
But then again, I've watched like a lot of stuff, so I feel like most people don't watch as much garbage as I do.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
still,
think
I don't know. It's just like you
the-
think of an idea and it seems so original, and then she's just like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
actually, this movie and that show and that book. And I'm like,
Exactly.
But yeah,
Kind of
but
it's good
oh,
to
sorry,
check
sorry.
on each other.
Yeah,
like,
and also
In a peer group, it's always good to have like second and third opinions and like be able to work with other people. It's awesome.
Yeah,
and reading
especially
your
because you're not
guys'
going to
too.
agree, but that's okay because like you can still be friends and like someone without like agreeing with everything they say, or taking everything they say. You know, you can like, oh, I hear you, I'll consider it, but you don't have to like take everything verbatim. Another
that's-
thing is like because we're so passionate and we're reading it, sometimes we forget to look at it from a more critical standpoint because we're so excited from the story. Like with not Jason, sorry, with a Christmas story. I need to text her. We went back and like took a look at it and we were like, oh, there are some little things that could maybe like be a little better or be a little more subtle. But because we were so excited by the story, we were like, no, this is awesome. And we didn't look at it as objectively. So like, because you're excited and you like the idea. So sometimes it's hard for us to like put our feelings aside and be like, no, come on, let's try to see how we can make it better and look at it critically instead of just, this is awesome, this person's awesome, they're super awesome, you know? Like, it's hard.
Yeah, well, you can have like both. I think like if you really find something awesome, I think it's good to like be supportive. And then at the same time, I think that it's also good to like critique and like just shine it up.
Yeah,
No, right.
definitely.
That's
You
what we're
can do
saying.
Just
both.
took the
Like with
words
your
right out of my
with your
mouth.
script that we read last week, like we all loved it, and so like we're showing you that we love it, but then also we're also pointing out some stuff that maybe could be improved. You know,
Yeah.
like doing both, not just one or the other.
Yeah, because sometimes we get so excited by it and we're like praising it, and then we're like, wait a minute. Oh, this could have used some work, but we were so excited by it, like the whole thing, that we forgot to mention that or this or that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's good to
And
always
we're not
like
just talking
bring up
about yours,
points.
by the way. We're talking about everybody.
Yeah, we're talking about everybody's hours. Like sometimes you're so
Mine,
excited by the
Priscilla.
idea,
Need to work
and
on
you're
it.
like, wait, this could use work. This could use work. James, how's your script coming along? Total silence.
No answer.
All right. Did anybody else have any like scripts or anything? Oh, James, by the way, we watched your video and we wanted to know like which parts of the video you
Now he's probably gonna talk.
maybe.
Maybe he's away.
Sorry, I was
Okay.
washing dishes. My hands are wet.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. So the script is coming along. It's not done, unfortunately. I was a little distracted this week.
I know.
and
It was his anniversary, guys.
and
Nice.
I was the cinematographer on that. So I did the lighting and the shooting.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah, I did the whole short.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
Yeah,
like
I
we had a few
I
questions.
was
with
just
it.
the cinematographer on it.
We really liked it. We have a few questions if that's okay.
Oh, sure. I mean, I might not be the expert on the story of it, but sure.
You know, like we really love the outdoor scenes. Like it was especially the outdoor scenes. I feel like you did a really, really amazing job with it.
Which script is this?
It's his
He sent the video. It's in the WhatsApp. It's one.
Oh, I missed it. That's why I'm checking because I checked the
I'll
Facebook
look for
page,
it
but
for you.
It's in the
Okay.
WhatsApp group somewhere.
Yeah,
In the
I'll
what?
look for you and I'll highlight it.
okay, thanks. That I appreciate that. That
Yeah.
helps.
But yeah, so like we were watching it today because we were trying to like get up to date with everything, and we really love the outdoor shots. It was really cool. One question we have is like, because Coda was like wondering. Here you go, Sarah. Oh, I did a fingers crossed instead of a finger up, but you get the point. So when you are shooting the outdoor scenes, the first ones, it goes from like really light to darker. And Coda was wondering if that's like a tonal shift or if it was just because
I was
it was
wondering if
hard
that
to
was on
get
purpose or if that was just what you guys had.
So the outdoor scenes, if you're talking about the ones that like where it's all really snowy and stuff, that was
Just
shot
just
at
the
noon.
first montage. The first
Yeah, the
montage
first
of them,
montage
like,
with the snow and all
outside
that.
holding each other, and then it goes
Oh,
like
that
from
was- Yeah,
Go
that was yeah, no, we those were shot on like different days and stuff. So we would go back to the location and stuff because like there were, tourists, the weather.
right.
Oh, so it was
So we
hard to
went
set
back-
up the same lighting every time.
Yes, and also there were like a lot of different sections in those. were shot at like different times of day, or they
Right.
were shot at and I mean I figured, like I said, all I did was the cinematography, so I didn't really get any say in what was done in post to fix any of that. So I figured.
Oh no, we're not like saying it's like horrible. We're just trying to understand if it was like a tonal
I was
thing.
just wondering because it was like a tonal shift, even though it seemed like they were trying to go for like the positive memories for the first part, and then it was like, tonal shift whenever it got darker and then brighter and then darker. It just like kind of differentiated the mood, I guess.
And we were
About
wondering.
the tone shift. I thought we were still talking about the cinematography. Yeah,
No,
no,
we were talking about the
The beginning scene, we were
I mean,
wondering.
it is sort of cinematography because it's the camera partially, but just like how it goes from like really like during the same sequence of the like happy montage, it
In the
goes from
beginning.
like a darker, grittier look, and then it goes to like a brighter, how I don't know how I thought it would like look the whole time because it's like a happy memory thing.
And so I was like, oh, I think it's just because of like shooting constrictions and stuff. And or it could be a tonal thing. And we were like wondering if it was like showing happy memories and then like it was showing that their relationship is rocky. Cause sometimes, movies do that. Like with Eternal Sunshine, I specifically remember they'd have like those tonal shifts and lighting a lot depending on the mood. So
yeah, a lot of it depends because for some longer shots, most of it was done handheld is the thing. The outdoor shots. Actually,
that explains the shaky cam in the nighttime.
Yeah, basically everything except for like that subway scene. And I don't even think they used that shot. There was a shot.
Yeah, I don't remember a subway. Oh wait, yes I do. Wait, was it a subway or a bus? They were coming out of it.
Or it looked like an airport or something. Is that what the?
No, we did a little shot where I had a cameo in it, and I didn't show up in the final cut.
Oh man, I'm sorry they cut you out.
No, it's okay. It's okay. All right, it's all right. It was a funny shot though. That was basically the only thing that we like outside of the indoor shots that was done in an Airbnb where we did a little more mix of handheld, tripod, monopod.
Okay.
I like it. I was telling Coda I really like I really liked the colors, especially in the beginning, were really nice. And the music, except for that
he didn't even
weird.
do a lot of he didn't do any color grading either. I thought he would.
Really?
That just came straight out your camera?
Yeah, from the
Holy
looks
crap.
of it, that's straight out the camera. Yeah, because it about looks the same as the raw files from
Wow.
my.
Wow.
It looks good.
Yeah, we thought he color graded some of the scenes.
No, I shot this. This was logged too.
Wow.
Yeah, I did what I did my best.
No,
That's
really,
awesome.
it looked really good.
The one thing
I
I
look
really
forward to
liked
watching
about the inside scene was like it was a lot of stationary stuff. Was that your choice or his?
His choice.
Okay.
We were, oh my god.
Because I was like, I wonder. I thought it was different because it seemed like some of the more shots were a little more professional looking, I guess.
Coda, don't say it like that. It makes it sound like we're trash talking.
Because like
you.
some of the shots, like the indoor shots, were like it was really stagnant and it took away a little bit. And I was figuring like I don't know.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to wonder where were your shots in between and where were the other, like trying to see if we could find your vision in it.
Oh well, I mean, obviously, no. I mostly worked through the director. Most of the shots were his ideas, and then I obviously did my magic.
There were some good shots in there. There were some professional looking shots in there. I was
Yeah.
actually really impressed.
And then some of it was I would I'd like convince like some like it's I listened to the Roger Deakins podcast, and one of the things that he said was like he's like choose your battles, like because like sometimes there's gonna be a shot that you really want to get, but your director's not gonna want it, and you have to like you have to decide, all right, is this the shot that's worth arguing and potentially getting fired over?
Right.
And what was that shot for you?
It was a couple. I didn't even argue with him that much. It was just like I like whenever he, I'd give him an idea, and if he felt that it worked, he would let me do it.
Okay. So in your
Yeah.
experience, since we're going to study cinematography next semester, I'm already curious to just ask this.
My experience. Please.
Yeah, definitely. We could tell how like uneven the sound was in certain scenes.
And this is, and mind you, because it's all basically aside from like the ADR bit at the beginning, it's all basically in camera audio. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's
and he had
not
to pay-
terrible then, actually.
No, because he paid my freaking sound guy $500 to fix it.
Oh,
When instead he could have paid
okay.
he could have paid my sound guy $400 to show up on the day, and we wouldn't have had to do this.
Right.
Okay. Well, he was only out $100, so that's not that bad.
Yeah, but the sound would have been so much better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, there was some uneven sound we noticed,
It
but
was
like,
also a lot more stressful because like he was also expecting me to handle the sound as well. Not the sound processing, but on set he wanted me to like make sure that like the camera was picking up audio and video and that everything was okay.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And you know what? Like he's an 18-year-old kid, so I let it slide. But I made sure to let him know, like, hey, bro, this
man,
is
old man.
to get your shit together because, bro, a sound guy is way more important than a cinematographer. Straight up.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's both
it
important, but-
sounded like from reading the credits, it sounded like he was used to like being a jack of all trades and doing a little bit of everything. Maybe because he had to, maybe because
No, and
like-
I totally understand that. But when you get to a point where you're working with crew,
yeah,
and even
definitely.
if it's like even if we're all volunteer, like when it gets to the point where you're working with actual crew members and you have like PAs and shit on set, if it means you have to set up a stand by yourself for you to get better sound, I would recommend that. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I personally think that
No, I
sound
feel like for
like
a festival to
70%
take
of
you
film, so-
seriously, that's definitely true.
Mhm.
Also, there were a lot of scenes that we felt, in our opinion, of course, like the guy did an awesome job. Like we're just looking at it from an objective standpoint, of course, just so we can learn together, if that's okay. Like we don't want to like
No,
sound like
of course.
we
Yeah, I
are.
don't want to like bash the guy, but
Yeah, definitely not, because he
Nah,
made
it's
something like that. You know, that's awesome.
Right, yeah. Like I try not to too, even though I was pretty like upset about it like the first few days. I was just like fucking no sound guy motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
So-
okay, he's an 18-year-old. He has a lot to learn.
No, for an 18-year-old, honestly, the dude's mad talented. From like the little bits that we saw, like he's got a lot to learn. But if this is his starting point, man, he's pretty good, you know? He's
yeah, you got some pretty good actors too.
yeah, like we didn't cringe as much in this.
Because the guy's a stage actor, so it's like, you know how film like screen directors.
That's how he did
like,
it.
Okay.
That's how he did it, honey. That's why he could stand still so long. He's a stage director. I mean, a stage actor.
What? No, he wasn't staying still at all.
No, he wasn't at all. Like in some scenes.
I said, like,
but,
yeah, like when he was sitting like this, it was like.
we could tell him
Yeah,
laughing
yeah.
and wanted
And
to
then when he was
see.
like getting picked up, he was like moving along with it. So,
But it's hard, dude. Like, we sat down.
He's not used to like keeping his eyes open and stuff. So that actor was struggling a lot with those scenes.
No, just some
I
scenes.
understand it's probably really hard. Like,
Yeah, no, it was
I was
really
actually
hard.
looking at him the
but
whole time when they
like,
showed him just to see, because I was.
We thought he did a pretty good job
no,
considering.
he did a pretty good job. And then there was also some of it where Tyler had gotten a VFX artist, like a really like simple VFX artist to like fix a couple things. And some of the shots where we had he had the guy lock off the actor.
Okay,
So
so
it looked super static, like
Oh
super.
my gosh.
that's
There
probably-
was a scene. There was a one scene. First of all, we tried it. We paused and we put our arms out. Well, I did. Because I wanted to see how long I
It's
could
not
do
easy.
it.
No, it's really not.
It is
Like, if you're
not.
used
Your
to it, it's
fingers
not easy.
twitch.
It really no, for real. There's like the human body is not made to be perfectly still. So honestly, I gave him mad props for that.
It was so hard. Like Coda was like your hands moving. I was like, what? I can't even feel my hand moving. How is it moving? Like,
It is. No, you can't. It's like involuntary reactions. There are certain things you can't control. Like for him, it was really hard. Like he would tear up, so he couldn't like keep his eyes open for very long. Whereas like I was beating everybody in a staring competition that same day. So
oh
like
my
some of us are both
gosh.
different.
They should have hired you.
Well, yeah, I was impressed with like a lot of the shots. Like the time lapse with him sitting still was really good. Like,
That
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
a
what
time
you're
lapse.
saying.
That wasn't actually shot as a time lapse. That was an actual still video where like the guy was really trying to stay still while this girl was like moving him around.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then he sped it up in post.
That's what I said, because we were like, man, he's doing a good job in that. Because there was this one scene where she was trying to pick him up, and you could see he was laughing. I was like, is he laughing? Like, he's kind of like, he's laughing, isn't he?
There wasn't that. There was no getting around that. Like
Yeah, it was way too funny. Like, I would be laughing too. I was like,
The
that's
shot was
hard.
hilarious.
Oh, I could not take in
Oh.
having that fluff in my mouth that long.
Oh,
mean,
God. Oh,
Once you
The
guys
fluff-
watch it, the ones who haven't seen it, you'll know what we're talking about.
yeah. We
Yeah,
just thought it
I
would
don't
be
know
an
if you've seen it,
interesting.
Raphael,
Like,
We just
having-
thought it'd be.
but she
Oh.
said- I
One second.
don't know if you guys watched it yet. But,
Sorry, what did you say, Daniel?
but some of the shots in the inside, I thought like were like with them talking to each other, but it was just solely on them with them in the middle. I felt like it was, I don't know, it didn't feel right. You know, I don't know how to explain it. Like it just felt off, I guess.
It felt crooked to me. Like it felt like it was too. I don't know what's the word. Yeah, I don't know. But the shot of the cemetery, it should have been shoulder length, like it's her head.
What?
90%.
we weren't allowed to be. We weren't actually allowed to be in that cemetery. We were sealing those shots.
Oh,
yeah,
that explains it.
That's a private cemetery. That's not owned. It's not owned by the city. It's a private Catholic cemetery. It's just very popular for people to go in and steal shots for their like shorts and stuff, or like shooting films and
Oh,
stuff.
okay, that explains
So you were
it.
guerrilla shooting.
So, yeah, I didn't even know that when we showed up. I thought we had like permission and shit, and then suddenly like one of the cemetery rangers shows up in his car. He's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here?"
Oh my gosh! What did you say?
We were so lucky. The director he had a grandmother that was buried there, so he finessed it, and we managed to get.
Oh yeah, we came here to visit
Yeah,
my
the guy had to
grandma with
drive-
all
the guy
this
had to drive
equipment.
the ranger had to drive us all the way to this guy's grandmother's. So we lost the location. We had the perfect shot too.
So you're telling me the guy?
The guy he was like, so yeah, if you guys, he was like, yeah, no, I have a grandmother here. We're shooting a documentary about her experience as an immigrant in America, because you know European immigrants in an early Staten Island American, blah blah blah. And he's like talking off the ranger, and I'm there with the producer, and I'm just like, so I'm not coming back if they kick us out.
Oh my God. Because I was gonna say, how did he convince? Like, oh, I'm here to see my grandma with all this equipment and people and stuff. Like,
Yeah, well, he actually had a grandmother there, so that helped.
yeah. It's like, let's
And,
see. I need to shoot in a cemetery. Which one of my dead relatives is buried nearby? Like,
And he was really lucky because, like, I can imagine it was also because of the snow. Usually, people cut through like the wooded areas of the cemetery to get away from all the rangers, but because of the snow, we had to basically walk on the road,
Yeah.
and they saw us coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
Okay, that explains.
Yeah.
See, like a lot of the stuff we were trying to wonder, like, okay, what's budgetary constraints? What's
Yeah,
a lot just of it time
Yeah, I
constraints.
know a lot of it's like situational stuff, but I was just like wondering who chose the shots. Yeah.
Yeah, but for what it was,
I think,
we
like,
were
the
really
one
happy.
outside of her, I felt like it should have been a little lower to like right here, where she was like smoking a cigarette after he died.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it
It's
should
like
have
a
been
lot
like,
of her movement got cut off because it was kind of like right there. And so when she was
but that was a cemetery shot, so I feel like they were trying to shoot it quickly. Maybe that's why they didn't get it just right. Is what I'm James.
We're critiquing.
Cadê teu filho?
Listen
Okay,
here.
so
I don't know what you said.
You what?
cadê isn't it?
No, but I'm saying like,
where
did
are
you
you?
choose the shot or did he on that one?
What shot?
The shot of her smoking was it a cigarette or a cigar?
Was it a
Oh, yeah,
joint or a
that was-
cigar? I was trying to.
that was legit. The whole plan. That was actually planned. The whole thing with getting the
The
cigar.
next
lit.
shot?
The shot of her trying to light the cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, was it planned to be a neck shot? Because like you could only see her head, and I was like, oh, I feel like that would have looked a little better if it was a tiny bit lower.
We did that because we shot those close-ups at a separate location than the wide shots.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
was wondering that.
Like,
Okay, that makes sense.
separate little spots in the cemetery.
Okay.
But yeah,
Then
like
I
for
was
what
like,
it like.
there was also a
Just like
Y
wondering,
there was a Y that he didn't use of that I thought was interesting and weird. But
Mhm.
I get it. Like if you want to like focus on like the emotion showing on a person's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the ranger check for the
the
name on the to see if it
like,
actually?
the ranger
Yeah, she
had to
was
call
actually
his
there.
office. The ranger called his office to get because we had the name of his grandmother, and he once we got the name, then the office told him where it was, and he just drove us there, and that's where we shot.
Was he buying it, or was he like, these kids are full of it?
I don't think he cared. I just thought he didn't want to lose his job, so he was just making sure we weren't, doing anything overtly illegal.
Yeah.
But yeah, for future semester purposes, I want to ask you, like, how was your dynamic with the director, like in this experience? Like,
That was my
what?
first time, being a DP for someone else. Because usually, as you guys, I haven't shown you any of the cuts that I'm working on right now, but I tend
No,
to.
you don't trust us enough for that.
More like I don't trust myself. But if you guys want, I'll show you the picture cut of my first short.
Okay.
Okay.
You gonna show it right now?
Fuck it, yeah, it's like 3 minutes. It's like 3.5 minutes long.
All right. Share screen if you want.
I'm not sharing screen. I'm gonna send the Google Drive link, and if you want, just download it because it's like a small file. I made a lot of mistakes with it, because again, a lot of it was done
In
by me.
other words, what he's saying is, I don't want this in the recording. You can watch it by yourself.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, because it's a picture cut, but it doesn't have any sound design. I don't want it since it's going on YouTube. I don't want it to be that would technically be the premiere, which would disqualify me for any festivals.
I mean, I'm recording and we can watch it.
Yeah. So we can watch it when once we're not recording.
When we're not recording, we can watch it. Yay!
Okay. Cool.
It's just not that. It's just obviously it doesn't have any sound design. It's literally like just whatever sound I had in camera to like help me while I was editing.
Yeah.
The sound design is still being done by my sound guy. Where the fuck is it?
I was gonna make a joke, but I don't know him like that, so I'm gonna.
You can make the joke.
While we're waiting,
no, I was just gonna say the one that takes forever. Like.
Okay, I'm heading home.
You heading home?
Does
anybody else have anything they'd like to share?
I was just joking, but
I'm still listening. I'm just going out to my car.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask James, like, how was the dynamic in the sense of, like, would you guys sit together and talk and like go over like what you wanted for the scene? And would you be like, oh, I think this is because we're going to study cinematography next semester. And I just wanted to know like your experience on an indie film. And so that when we get to studying like how it actually is supposed to be or how it actually would be, we can compare.
And I don't exist. Out.
No, we're gonna ask you too. I was gonna ask him, and then I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because like you have it's different. It's different with you, Daniel, because you actually directed when work with a DP.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
But I've done.
It's like you're the reverse of the situation.
No, but
yeah, that's why I was gonna.
But I've also DOP'd on other people's projects as well.
Yeah?
Oh, well, we didn't know that. There you go. Like I was gonna ask his perspective as the DP, and I was gonna ask your perspective as the director.
Yeah.
But you don't let me finish.
I just like picking on you. It's fun.
Anyway, go ahead, James. And then Daniel can talk.
All right. So yeah, Lakota, you can just download it. That way you can, because it's I made a few mistakes with it, and by that I mean when I first shot it, I did the color grading before the actual cut, and I lost bitrate in the video because of it.
Where did you send it?
I sent the Google Drive link through the chat, didn't I?
Oh, to the WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Sent it, yeah.
I just
When we're
saw
done
it,
with
so-
this, I'm curious to like ask Sarah
Can you
when
send
did
it
it
to my
stop getting
email
cut?
actually?
I got you.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
because WhatsApp he has to like go put the code in. And all
Yeah.
that.
Do you want me
That's
to take the
my
next
phone.
one? Are you eating?
Is that really? What WhatsApp web connects automatically for me?
Thank you.
Huh? Don't you have to put like a barcode or something?
No, I don't have to put a code in.
Time, but every time after that, it's been automatic for me.
Really?
My phone's not like with the Zoom. That's why I was trying to just get it on my computer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, can you send it to
I had
his?
to join the Zoom and then do it through there.
Oh,
I got you right now, my boy.
Thanks, babe.
There he
What?
is.
I'm still here.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, Sarah. Like, when does it stop getting cold over there?
Well, I mean, depends what you refer to as cold.
Yeah.
Oh, right, you're
like-
Canadian. I forget. Cold
Yeah,
for
and
you
I'm
guys
in,
is
Van-
minus
in Van
30.
City, right?
Okay,
So
that is a powerful stereotype right there.
I mean,
Hey,
is it not
if
true though?
everyone else
Are you
can
guys
make
not
my
more used to the cold
stereotypes,
than the
I
average person in the U.S.?
yeah,
No,
you guys are so used to come on.
No,
Compared to
so many
people.
people.
Especially a Caribbean like me. or
Yeah.
Yeah, we're making fun of ourselves.
No, it's like people from here in Toronto. It's like because I can wear shorts in the winter here. They're like, "Oh, you're Canadian." I'm like, "I'm from Vancouver, where it's warmer than Toronto."
It's
How does
still
that make?
probably colder than
Yeah, probably.
probably
probably
colder than Brazil, yeah.
We get ice storms over here.
But wait. For the recording, let's talk about just videos.
Yeah, I was waiting for James to finish. That's why I just like decided to ask real quick. James, you done?
with talking about my film.
No, with sending the email so you can start talking about the thing.
Oh, I sent it yet.
Oh yeah. So go ahead. What was your dynamic like with the director? What did you guys do? Would you guys sit together before the shot, or would you plan out multiple shots?
He didn't have too much of a shot list per se. It existed, but I was mostly going off of the script because there wasn't really too much prep for it. If we're gonna be perfectly honest, like we showed up on the day of. I didn't get to go to the location the day before to pre-rig or anything. Like it was show up on the day and figure it out.
And was that a big hindrance to the?
It was. It absolutely was. I would have absolutely have. I do also kind of blame myself because I also had other things going on, and I was like, oh, it's just like a short film. I don't have to really, I don't have to treat it like a real. No, I now in retrospect, I would have liked more prep time, and if I would have had that prep time, I would have definitely have taken it more seriously.
Gotcha.
Cool. Good to know.
Daniel, your experience?
As what? DOP or director?
You can say both.
DOP.
I was curious as a director, like what he does with his cinematography
next semester. So
yeah, but I was curious, like what's his dynamic with
Oh,
when he's a director
studied
and
later.
when he's a DP.
Yeah, I'll
Like
say both.
Studying later on.
Yeah.
I'll say both. Like basically as a DOP, like I worked on you know how you said that rule not to work. No one should do their first film being what's it called? Like an 1800 film or
like a period piece.
Yeah, period piece.
Oh God.
I had.
Oh God.
No, that wasn't my first film, but it was this producer / director. He's like, "Oh, let's shoot that," and I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, and they wanted all brick walls, and she got nothing prepped. Not like we both, the director and I, had to get we had 2 directors on set, and no assistant director, just directors.
Right.
And one, it was just ridiculous. She brought her family and everything. And it's like they're making noise and everyone, like, it was very disorganized.
Yeah.
I mean, so they didn't have a system at all. They didn't have planning.
Like the guy that's technically second in charge of my company now, and I had to meet up and quickly do a storyboard at last minute.
Okay, so you didn't get to sit with the director and be like, okay, so this shot, what do you think if we did this or whatever?
We tried, but every time we met up with the 2, like I met up with the director and the other producer director. Oh, let's order drinks.
Wow.
There was like 5 drinks on my table by the time it's like, I don't want to drink.
So they're too busy.
What about as a director?
As a director, like for me, I like having storyboards done. I like having shot lists done. And just like I always try to get that prepared for shoots. Like even right now, I'm working on a shot list for my next project. But I have been in that area, and James, you're gonna hate me for this. You're gonna hate my ex-cameraman on this. He did not prepare a shot list or storyboard, like at all. And he didn't tell me until a day before shooting.
Yeah, that's fucky. You
What?
yeah.
I was gonna say, what? You
Wow.
fire that mother effer. What the
Like-
heck?
He was like, "Oh, I'll get it prepared. I'll get it prepared."
You
And
pull it, you'll never work in this town again.
I blacklisted him from Slated Media,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, I was so mad.
Right.
And this is the
That
same
is
guy
so
that
effed
shot
up. What?
Pigman.
Oh, that's what we were talking about last week. I don't know if you were here or not, James. I think you were. We were
I
talking
was.
about how,
I was, yeah. Wow, so unprofessional.
yeah, we were talking about how people just think that, oh, this industry, you come in, you're like, oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm just gonna like think, oh, this show looks cool. Let's do that.
Yeah. Or how people don't take it seriously if it's like volunteer or low pay. Even though like they don't deserve to be on a higher scale yet.
Like I did a quick shot list on the Friday just before shooting. I met up the assistant director. I'm like, let's get one done right now.
Mhm.
And you know what's the worst part? The DOP didn't follow it at all. He didn't look at it. He's like, no, it's not mine, so I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to listen to it.
Wow.
Wait, so he didn't want to do it unless it was his shot?
way,
unless it was
My
his-
way.
Oh wow! So what ended up happening with that? Like,
That's ridiculous.
Oh,
Wait, so the GOP doesn't do the shot list, but he wants control anyway.
right? That's
this is the director that told me to calm. I mean, not the director, the DOP that told me to calm down.
okay. But
Yeah, frick off.
mother. All right.
Hold on.
So
No,
what
I
did
told
you
the
end
director
up?
to calm down before. No, this is the last short I shot. I had to tell the director to like chill the fuck out.
Yeah,
Oh.
but he's pawing
No,
me.
I did. I had to tell him to chill the fuck out because he was getting really he like getting wrapped up.
Oh, he was getting star complex.
No,
Diva?
not Star Complex. He was getting wrapped up around a piece of kit that we didn't need, but that he wanted. But I'm like, bro, if you say we have a schedule and that we're already behind, and I'm telling you we can get this shot without attaching your stupid fucking cheap wireless monitor to this thing.
Did you actually say cheap fucking monitor?
I told him, no, bro, it's not that big a deal. Calm down. Let's get the shot.
Yeah. See, you sound like you were at least respectful, trying to rationalize with him. At least Dana makes it sound like the guy at least was like super rude and a dick. So
No, this is the guy that shot Pigman.
Oh man.
Was he
No,
just
yeah,
having,
I'm still waiting on those details from you so that I can actually get to like, you know.
Yeah,
get into
let's
that.
tomorrow we'll go over that. Just give me a call or I'll give you a call.
oh yeah.
you know,
Speaking
actually,
of, I
you
need
can-
to call you to
text-
finish
you can
my
text me the-
my third script. I just haven't yet because like we've been so freaking
Yeah.
busy. But
I
I
have
will
you as
eventually
calling
listen.
now, so
yeah, I will have you sometime like this weekend if I can.
Yep.
It's just so crazy. But
and James, what you're saying?
Yeah.
James?
James, were you saying something?
There we go.
No.
Oh,
No,
I was
it
just gonna say-
I think it was Sarah. I muted her for now.
okay. Well, how did it end though? Like, what did you guys decide to do? Like, did the DP end up doing any of the work, or did you guys just say,
he-
okay, we'll do it without a DP then?
He basically just started doing his own shots.
Mm.
And I'm like, could you do it like this? Because I don't want it like that. And then he's the one that shot those kids creepily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I feel like
Yeah, that was
if there's anything we've learned, we need to be.
Don't
I
be a
feel like we
fucking
should
creep.
have. I feel like we should have chemistry meetings with DPs and directors.
Yeah.
No, that's actually incredibly
No,
important.
that's exactly why you should have
that's
like
insanely important.
beforehand.
Yeah,
Roger
meeting,
said that,
meeting,
like,
meeting.
Even if it's
he'll-
over Zoom, like you can have production meetings with people.
Yeah. What did you say, James? Sorry.
I was gonna say even Roger Deakins himself, like legendary cinematographer Roger fucking Deakins. He says that like sometimes like he has self-doubt too, and sometimes he'll like read a script in his head, in his heart, he knows it's not for him, but he'll take it anyway because he's insecure. He'll find, and then halfway through production, if he's not feeling, if he's really not feeling it, like at the beginning of production, he'll drop out.
That sucks.
Yeah, dude, come
You
on.
drop out,
No,
but you
that's-
find a replacement.
I mean, yeah, but that's, I don't know. That's
That kind of takes away your credibility, doesn't it? Because it makes you seem kind of.
I've not been in the same position because unfortunately I don't have that privilege where I'm big, where
I would just be worried about my
I don't know. Like,
career.
it just kind of sucks for the person doing it. Like, yeah, if you don't agree with the film or whatever, don't take it then. Like,
If you don't feel like you can make the best out of it,
because you're making that person think they have somebody, and then all of a sudden they drop out at the last minute. That sucks.
No, not last minute. Most of the time these things are done during pre-production because especially if you hire Roger Deakins is the kind of cinematographer that you have him there next to you when the storyboards are being made.
All right, fine. But then you have Roger Deakins, and you're like, sweet, I have Roger Deakins. And then he's like, nah. Oh,
Yeah, but like it's one of those things that if Roger
You
Deakins
vote him
loses the
around.
project, it's most likely not even because of your project itself. It's most likely because he just didn't have that chemistry with you. That's what I'm trying to get at. For him, if he in this podcast, he says, it's really important for a cinematographer and a director to share a sensibility.
yeah.
It's important for
Definitely.
them to share a
Yeah,
sensibility.
like I've heard
When
like
you have
that.
two clashing
You guys do.
sensibilities, you have two
You can
separate
edit it.
clashing
There's-
messages in the same film. Because you have the director who through his directing choices is trying to portray one message, but then you have the cinematographer who through their visionary choices are trying to send us another message. That's
Yeah,
why
you have
like,
two different visions, two different
If you have an editor,
perspectives.
they always say that you should like have good chemistry with them too, because
yeah, exactly. Same thing with the editor. Like have good chemistry with your editor. So on it, yeah, it's
So it's a
one of those
marriage
things-
of sorts. Like you have to have all three of them working in harmony, understanding
of
each
course,
other.
yeah. And it's like it's why they say like there are three different films made: the one that's written, the one that's shot, and the one that's edited.
yeah,
Yep.
right.
But
Like,
yeah,
it-
it's crazy.
I'm gonna end the recording here.
Oh, wait. Before we do, honey, Chisun, how's your script writing coming along? Because we asked her, but we got caught up and we didn't let her respond.
Oh.
I was trying to get this across first because I was like, wait, otherwise we'll forget and we'll get something out.
Mhm.
You there?
I'll give it 30 seconds.
Oh please, Lakota.
It's Lakota. What is that?
We could always like speed
Well,
up.
I'm just saying, like, if you're watching a recording and you're sitting here for 40 seconds waiting for somebody to talk, it's kind of boring, right?
I feel like our recordings are
I guess
3
you can
hours
also
long.
just
though.
skip when you're on YouTube, though. So
I mean, she might have also she might just be AFK right now.
true. All right, well, I'm
AFK?
gonna share my
Away
keyboard.
from keyboard.
We can still
It's a gamer thing.
Oh,
But you just use
I
it
don't-
for
I
I
whatever.
mean, my
don't
screen. I'm gonna share my
understand why
screen. I was just showing. Well, so like next on Thursday, we were supposed to be picking everybody's best script that we thought was their best, but most of you guys only have like one or less. So,
I'll have half. I'll admit to it.
but for the ones that have scripts out, like try to go read them on Facebook if you guys can, and then like try to pick like your favorite out of what they have, whether it's concept or
that
whether it's
often. I'm still in the group, right?
Huh?
Just because I don't use Facebook that often, I'm in the group, right? On Facebook.
No, you're not special enough.
I don't.
I don't know. Are you in the group of Facebook?
I'll have to check in a minute, but yeah, all we're doing is just like we're gonna be picking everyone's best script and talking about it a little bit, and maybe talking about how maybe we could possibly make it later on.
Oh, well, we do have to,
make,
honey. I was gonna say our next project wasn't our next project supposed to be a script that on a budget, writing on a budget.
We already did that, honey.
Did we? Because like whose script was on a budget?
What do you mean? Like all of ours were like, one or two things.
Well, yeah, but I mean
like no, that was the one that we read of Sarah's last week, and that was one location.
oh, the baby one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 2 locations. It's like a few actors.
Oh,
That's on a
it was
budget.
so complex. I couldn't even imagine it wasn't. Okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be That'd be interesting. Yeah. Oh,
But anyway, no, we already did. I mean, some people still need to do theirs if they want to catch up, but everyone else is.
We still have Chisun and James and Raphael, and they seem to have really cool ideas. So like part of me is like, guys, we understand your creative process, but the other part of me is get up your ass and finish it.
No, that's not even a lie. Like,
Yeah.
like as much
I
as
like
can,
how I did get attacked
my
there.
process is slow, which it is, 99.9% of it is really just insecurity. So
'Cause
I
I'm just
get that. I get where you're coming from, Priscilla, because
Yeah.
especially someone who isn't as insecure about their what they put out, or like who's a little more confident about themselves.
But
and
I
what
don't
they
want to
put
be
out, like-
insensitive because I'm like,
No, it's
the
not. It's not
anxiety and the-
insensitive because Neil Gaiman said the same thing.
Neil
Someone
Gaiman?
had-
Isn't it
Neil-
Gaiman? Have I been
I-
saying it wrong for years?
if I might have been saying it wrong for years, so there's that.
At least he can admit to it.
I love Neil Gaiman. Have I been saying
wait.
it
Yeah,
wrong?
no, he recently somebody tweeted him and he was like, hey Neil, how do I want to write, but I'm like terribly insecure. What should I do? And he was like, why are you terribly insecure? Every second that you spend not writing your manuscript is a second that someone else spends writing a manuscript and getting published.
Yeah, no, for real. Like sometimes you just have to.
And
do
he didn't
it.
even say it in a mean way either. Like, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but like he didn't say it in a mean way. Like, it's true. Yes, we have insecurities, but like to a certain extent, we have to eventually get over them, or we're never going to accomplish anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the best things
Yeah.
in life, you push through. Raphael, did you want to say anything? You turned on your microphone.
No, I'm just agreeing with everything.
No, but yeah, for real, I feel like the crippling anxiety and the nausea and the fear and the self-loathing, like they're always gonna be there. But when you fight it and you manage to create something and you put it out there, no matter how scared you are, you're gonna feel accomplished and you're gonna feel like, holy crap, I did that. That's awesome. And it's just gonna give you a little bit more confidence and a little bit more confidence every time until you're like, I'm the man. And then you have to, like, let it down a little bit because you've gotten a
Humble
little bit of an ego.
yourself. Yeah, but Priscilla, you still need to get yours done.
Yeah, I need my third one done. I got both of them almost like completely. I just need to revise them. But you're all like, I need to help you.
I know.
You shush.
Anyway, so this Thursday we're just picking everyone's best script. If any one of you guys are able to write your script on Thursday, we'll be reading them and critiquing them.
I will definitely try my best. I will.
Okay, cool. And then the week after that, we'll look into script supervisors. We'll be watching a bunch of videos and looking up stuff on them, and then we'll be talking about them on Monday. And then next Thursday, we're going to be doing.
Honey, you might want to mute Sarah again.
And then
Sounds
next
like a thunderstorm.
Thursday, we're going to be doing a script conversion where we'll take a scene from a movie and make it a different genre. That's not Sarah. Sarah's already muted.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Who's
she's
hitting
muted.
on boards?
This is James. I'm muting James.
Or
Okay.
who's using the thunderboard?
Anyway, so and then next Thursday we're gonna be grabbing a scene from a movie, whether it's like a comedy or horror or something like that, and we're gonna switch the genre to make it a different genre, basically.
Now, like I said, I
Yeah,
will
but
be
yeah.
sending some of the Netflix ones. I recommend you guys watch them because I feel like they're pretty good. And I feel like there are also some fan-made ones as well out there of like this movie if it were a horror, this movie if it were a romance, that I remember seeing, and I'm gonna look up and I'm gonna see if I can find them as well. Also, Raphael, you seem to constantly-
Netflix got that from another channel that did that first.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I remember this being done before, but I can't remember which channel. If you find it, send it my way. Raphael, you are constantly watching cool videos. Why are you not sending them?
Really?
Yeah, you're all like, oh, I was watching Breakdown of Rick and Morty. I was watching another video about.
I sent that
Ignorance
other
Reward.
video. I sent that
Yeah.
other video, and everyone was already aware of it. So I was like, well, I'm way behind.
No, but come on, like you can still like,
You
hey,
can still
anybody-
share the stuff you find. Like it's
even if we've seen it.
All right, I'll do it.
plenty of people like Brent
Yeah.
like want to watch the stuff and they don't want to like go in and look at it look for it themselves. They kind of just want it to be shown to them. So
Because they're too busy to
Right.
actually go through the playlist and all the playlists, or go through like the syllabus one-on-one.
but yeah, guys, we're almost done with the semester.
I know, I want to cry.
Like Raphael asked last week, if anyone wants to like try to share this with anybody, let them know. Like if
Or
they
the
I
videos,
hope
just
guys.
did.
It would really
I've already
be
been
cool.
telling a lot of people about it, so
Cool.
That's
Thank-
awesome. Thanks. And the
Oh, when
videos,
was
guys,
the-
if you want to make them, like talking about how awesome we are, No, I'm kidding. Talking about like the semester and your experience, and like
oh yeah, because we want to
The
do like,
group.
an intro before we start.
we're learning together and growing together and like supporting each other and all that kind of stuff. It'd be
Alright,
cool because we're gonna make a trailer type, like a promo video for the
Intro.
next semester.
Who left?
And Raphael, I think left by accident. No, Jason left
No,
by
she's
accident.
there. I think
or
Sarah got kicked out or
oh,
something.
Sarah.
Probably
Oh,
entered
crap.
the no internet area.
Oh, she probably
And-
entered she's walking home. But yeah, so like we just thought it'd be cool for in the promo showing like the people and all that. We're gonna write it in the group as well for those that can't come to all the meetings like in person.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording now.
Okay.